love, techno, cunt. Bonjour, salam, gumo, hello. This is Armin, and this is another episode of Love, Techno, Cunt. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah, let's get going. Today I want to talk about a very important thing in my life, which is the premise of everything that I'm doing, and it's my alter ego. It's my expression of freedom. Last week I talked about queer community building, part 1. And I think part 2, part 3, all the other parts I'm gonna throw in sporadically, because I feel like queer community building is the basis of all my episodes. And but I feel like I need to talk about other stuff in order to connect to things that I want to address in those queer community building episodes, if that makes sense. If not, then, well, at least it makes sense to me. So I'm not going to argue here. So yeah, today I'm going to talk about my alter ego. Another thing. Last time my sound quality wasn't as good as I wanted to be. So if you have any complaints, any critiques, please let me know as soon as possible. Text me, call me, whatever, and I'll make sure to fix it, because I usually don't listen to my podcast. I don't know. I'm too lazy. I just try to reduce some effects, and then I just throw it on the internet, and y'all can live with it. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about my alter ego as a whole. So who is your alter ego? Can you describe them in detail? How they look, move, speak, and dress? So my alter ego is called Eşk, which is Dari for love, a very poetic love, a very vibrant kind of love. And Eşk has an outfit, which is the doll fighter outfit. I would call very flamboyant. I have black gloves on that are very long. I have like leathery gloves, glossy gloves, a black bra, a black miniskirt, a very, very short miniskirt, usually some black shoes, and in most cases I have a keffiyeh wrapped around my waist, and my weapon of choice is a fan that represents the trans flag. I think that's the basis of the outfit, and of course my signature glasses, which are cosplay glasses by my favorite anime, One Piece. The glasses of the character Kyoto Flamingo. And yeah, that's how Eşk looks. And Eşk is a flamboyant, cunty, fierce, unapologetic creature with they, them pronouns, or any pronouns for that matter, but preferably they, them. And they're very, very feisty, very dance floory, always out and about in nightlife. A phantom, a ghost. Like you're there in the club and then you see them from a mile away because they stare at you with their vibrant gaze. That's how I imagine Eşk to perform at the club. And yeah, that's the essence of what they look like and what description would be, I would feel. So when and why did I first feel the need to create this persona? There was no need to create a persona. The need came afterwards, I feel like. It's more like the persona got created. I remember my first closing at Berghain was with a close friend of mine. And on that very night, I lived my freest self, I would say. All of my values were aligned. All of my joy and happiness and everything that I wanted to be made sense in that very specific... 1, 2, 3, 1... made sense in that one specific night. Sorry. And I really came to terms with who I am and what kind of creature I can be when I feel fully free. And when I left Berkheim that night, that day, I sat down with my friend on the grass next door, next to Berkheim, and I said to them that person that I was in that very building, in that Berkheim night, I want to be all the time. That's going to be my role model. That's going to be my end all be all. That's the concept that I'm striving for. And I created this self-concept for myself. The person that I can be when everything is aligned, when I'm at my best. I don't want to say at my best, because there's no competition. There's no worse. It's just when I'm free, when I feel like this is who I'm meant to be. So yeah, this was my first taste of Eşq. Like, I didn't have any visual concept, and I didn't have any name for it. I just knew that that was something that could teach me freedom. So yeah, what were you seeking or missing in your life that this alter ego helped you access? Freedom. Freedom. I didn't know who I was, what I'm capable of, what society and racism, capitalism, poverty, homophobia, queerphobia have taken away from me, so that I felt like I was a shadow of myself. Like, for the longest time in my life, I tried to be someone who I felt like my parents wanted to see, who I felt like the Afghan community wanted to see, my Afghan family community, who I felt like beautiful muscle gays on the internet wanted to see, who I felt like the normative society wanted to see. And I've always struggled. I just know I never had a concept of who I really was. I was always asking myself, am I a good person? Am I doing this right? What's more? What's like, I was always confused about myself. The only thing that gave me absolution in that sense was me educating myself on political issues, because I knew for a fact that having values like justice, tolerance, respect, freedom, etc., and apply them to politics would grant me some sort of absolution, but it didn't. I needed to apply that to my life and see who I was as a person. And what was the question again? What was missing? Freedom. So in order to find my freedom, I needed to find who I was as a person and to find my personality. And just like I said in my community building episode, the best way to find yourself as a person is to see what brings you fun. For what do you stand? What do you fight for? What brings you fun? What connects you on with other people? I dibbled and dabbled in all these things, all these queer spaces, all these activist spaces, all these spaces of being in Berlin, and everything that inspired me, everything that I felt connected to, I jumped into deeper and deeper. Was it clubbing? Was it sex work? Was it queer friendships? Anything. I just tried and tried more. So I knew I would get to somewhere where I could be myself and surround myself with people who would accept me. And then from there on out, I had the platform to just try things out. Yeah, and be free. Was there a specific moment, night, or experience in Berlin that birthed them? Yes. So I told already about the first glimpse of it at the closing at Berkheim, where I got the taste, the feeling of freedom. But the next step, where I felt like Eşq was born, was at the dollhouse, where two of my friends, the dolls, the most unhinged dolls you will ever meet, Um, we had a little after partying. So we were at the room, and one of my friends picked some clothes out, and we just did a little runway moment. We played dress up, and I put on their clothes, and voila! Well, all of a sudden, I felt so beautiful in this little skirt and this little bra, and with these little gloves. And I looked in the mirror. I was like, "What the fuck? This is amazing! I look fucking ferocious and fierce and cunty." I felt so aligned with myself. I never knew because I was, not brave enough to try that androgyny, quote unquote androgyny, or like clothes that are stereotypically perceived as quote unquote female would spark something like that inside of me. That was the beginning of a journey also. And then last October, it was like September, I don't know, there was the Horse Meat Disco party, the last one, a very queer party, very quote unquote, I guess, where I bleached my hair, where I put on the outfit, where I put on my sunglasses, the red ones, for the first time, all together in one piece. And I stepped into the club knowing that this is me. This is that bitch. With that bleach blonde hair, with that red glasses, with that slutty outfit, I've never felt more confident. I've never felt more myself. It was the first time where I felt like the exterior matched the interior, not because I look cunty, but because those pieces of clothes, they represented me. The glasses represented my connection to that anime that I've watched for so many years, that I loved, and they carried me through my teenage years. That outfit represents the colors that I always adored on beautiful flinter people on the internet or on TV shows. And the pearl necklaces that I'm wearing represents the necklace that I'm always wearing when I'm partying. So it was a cohesive look made from my own history, and all of a sudden I felt like this is me. And yeah, my alter ego, the picture of my alter ego was born. And the last part of my alter ego, the idea that it was an alter ego, came to my mind when I first heard, when I heard the song Alter Ego by Doechii. That's when I realized, there's a concept behind this. There's something that I'm doing, a form of, not escapism, but a form of shift that I do to make myself more confident, to put myself to give myself a reminder what I'm capable of and who I am, for what I stand for, and what I can do when I feel my freest. And that's my alter ego. That's Eşk. So whenever I feel insecure, whenever I feel anxious, or I feel like I'm not loved enough, or I'm doing a mistake, and I'm not sure how I will respond to that, I turn to Eşk. I put on these clothes on. I look in the mirror. And I'm that bitch. I'm allowed to make mistakes. I'm allowed to be free. I'm allowed to be loved. And I love myself. And I become this declaration of war towards everything that has put me down throughout the years. To every man who has risen his voice against me. Every man who has risen his voice or his violence against any other person, it became a declaration of battle against people who discriminate others, who marginalize others, because that's what I stand for, and that's what I feel like I'm fighting for, and that's why Eşk also looks like a warrior, because they are a warrior for the values that I'm standing for. I get emotional while saying this. I don't know if I made it clear how Eşk works, but it's therapeutic to me. It's therapeutic to me, and I know who I am when I'm there, when I'm in my Eşk. and who I'm fighting against. Because let's be real, let's make one thing clear. We're at war. The Elon Musk of this world, the Donald Trumps of this world, the Netanyahus of this world, the Erdogans of this world, the Putins of this world, they fight a war. And if you're aware of it or not, we are all warriors. We can be silent about it, or we can put on our equipment, whatever we need, and choose our battlegrounds and fight. And I choose to fight. And this is my warrior suit. I fight for justice. And I'm gonna stay strong while doing it, and I'm gonna have my community on my back, because my community is everything that I need. And I don't know what else to say. I'm getting emotional right now because this is such a vulnerable side of mine, and I have difficulties sharing my vulnerabilities because I feel like I've been through quite a lot. But my alter ego is the result of my defiance, of me saying no to neglecting myself. It's me saying no to all the shit that's coming our ways. And I'm grateful. So thank you for listening. Before I cry, I want to put this episode out just to let you all know you have also that inner superstar within you. No matter what another person says, when another structure or institution says, you are a superstar. There's a superstar within you. And we cannot be free until everyone else is free. So fight for freedom. Be the version of you that wants to be free, and try everything you can to let that freedom out. Thank you for listening. I love you.